here we are, first vlog back, and you're joining me as an on-call doctor, an orthopaedic senior house officer on New Year's Day, 1st of January 2025. And hopefully with you guys joining me on the first year of the new year, 2025 is going to be a great year ahead for the vlogs and for the YouTube channel to be restarted. So what is an on-call orthopaedic doctor? So on-call is an 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock shift. You basically are the junior on the ground manning A&E, but also all the orthopaedic wards. Now on this particular day, I had to go with the consultant surgeon, the registrar. Being the junior, I had to go along to go and see all the patients that were admitted overnight, but also we had to see the patients who had an operation yesterday on New Year's Eve for any orthopaedic problems. A ward round means lots of walking, and our patients were scattered all over the hospital. We had some patients in the main trauma ward, we had other outlier patients on other surgical wards, and our job as the on-call team was to go and see all of them. Just finished the ward round. We started at 8, it's now 1:30, 5.5 hour ward round. I haven't done any of the tasks, so I need to go round back all the hospitals and patients and start doing those. And someone's bleeping me, wonderful. Right, let's sort out and get some food and go for a pee as well. As I was saying there, our ward round lasted a very long time. We had close to 30 patients to see that morning, and the consultant and the registrar see every single patient. They give some jobs, so whether it's blood tests, whether it's they're ready to go home and are ready to be discharged, or whether they need any further interventions, we have to work it out on the ward round, and being the junior, I then have to go back and do the tasks. Now, on a usual day, you have the ward teams, so doctors who basically are on each ward who will do those tasks. But given it's New Year's Day and it's a bank holiday, I was the only orthopaedic junior for the whole hospital. So it was a very long day indeed, having to come all the way back round to every one of the wards, to every one of the patients, to make sure the tasks were done for each one. So here I am, getting a quick coffee and a bite to eat. I think the time I took this video was around 2 p.m. So I hadn't had a break since 8 o'clock till 2. Now one of the wards was very busy, they had lots of trauma patients, so I was basically stuck on there for a good few hours after my ward round. So here I was, getting a coffee and a quick bite to eat. However, for my unfortunate situation, as soon as I sat down to have my coffee and my sweet treat, my bleep went off. And then, as anyone has to do, I had to get up and go answer that bleep and then head back to the wards. So that coffee break was not much of a coffee break. So after finishing the ward round jobs, being the on-call orthopaedic junior, I then had to go to A&E and make sure that A&E referrals were sorted. When patients come into hospital, their first port of call is A&E. And once they're seen in A&E, and if the A&E doctors think that the patient needs to be admitted under orthopaedics or seen by the orthopaedic team, I'm usually the first person that gets the call. That day I had 2 patients, a patient with a very swollen knee and a patient who potentially had broken their ankle quite badly. Now luckily for me, these 2 patients who needed the orthopaedic team came in the evening. You never know when patients are going to come into A&E, so you never know when the bleep's going to go off to call you down to A&E. But luckily, I was able to finish my ward round tasks and then head down to A&E to go and see these patients. So basically, to summarize my day so far, we started at 8 o'clock on New Year's Day. We received a handover from the night team. We looked at the admissions that came in overnight, and then we started our ward round. A good 5 hours later, after seeing all the patients in the ward round, I then went back to all the patients on all the different wards, doing the tasks and completing any further tests that had to be done for them. After that, I tried to sit down for a coffee break, but I couldn't because there were unwell patients on the ward. Again, being the only orthopaedic junior doctor, if there were an orthopaedic patient, it was my responsibility to go sort them out. After seeing the unwell patients and starting some management, I then headed down to A&E to go and see some A&E patients, 2 in total. Luckily, my registrar was awfully kind, and he stayed with me in A&E to get those patients seen, just because having a senior person look over these patients, it's always a good thing. Now mind you, that was after a whole day of operating for him in the operating theatre on trauma patients, so it was really generous of him to come and stay with me in A&E to help me out a bit. As we were leaving A&E, we then got called up to the wards again, because there were further unwell patients that had to be seen, 2 to be exact, before it turned 8:30 p.m, at which point the night orthopaedic doctor had arrived and I had to hand over what I needed to them. So it's 8:30, just finished seeing patients. Gonna go and hand over now. running very late. I'm going to go down to the doctor's mess and hand over to the night team, who will hopefully chase up a few of the things I couldn't do during the day, but also see some more patients in A&E. What a long day, but a very good day regardless. Even the registrar stayed a bit late to help see a few more patients on the wards. After New Year's, lots of orthopaedic admissions and lots of unwell patients that need to be looked after. All handed over just now to the night team. Took a lot longer than expected just because of how many ill patients there were on the wards today. But all of it's safely done now, and I can go home and rest and be back at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for another day of work. Time to go home now, I reckon. Get some food and get some good sleep. It's been a rather long day. Right, see you guys later. So I realise this vlog is the first one after many years, and I'm glad that you guys were able to join me on this day, on the 1st of January. So yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to join me on New Year's Day of 2025. As you guys have realised, I'm a second year junior doctor working in the NHS, and hopefully lots more videos to come. For those of you who know me outside of YouTube, you might have met me in and around Cambridge or other sort of medical related events, and you might already know the pretty cool stuff I'm working on. As well as working on medicine, I'm also working on a pretty cool startup that's in the medtech space, and I'm actually in the startup office as we speak. And besides the medtech work I've been doing a lot of research and teaching, which has always kept me really, really busy. So hopefully with this video, it'll be a great year ahead. Do comment down below with any questions you have. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Very exciting times ahead. And I'm so glad to be reuniting with you all to join me on this great journey that we have ahead. As always, thank you so much guys for following. Go follow me on Instagram, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.